Alright, so welcome back to Pebble Rock Delivery Service. So we've already talked briefly about, we talked a lot about how all the dice work in the last video. We've talked about moving around the board. We've shown you all the islands that you can visit, all the different characters that you'll come across and how the characters work. But we didn't really talk too much about how deliveries work. Okay, so for instance, you'll notice that we have these pelicans here. These pelicans are to indicate where you're supposed to make deliveries to, okay? And so they're known as the delivery standees, each of these. And there's 3 of them. So we have one here on Sheep's Refuge. We have one over here on the Old Shipwreck. And we also have one that's all the way back there on Bear Haven, which obviously, because the board is so big, you can't really see all the names of the islands. But there's one all the way back there as well. But here's the one that's all the way back there, Bear Haven, okay? Now, if you're going to make a delivery, maybe your opponents have the same idea. Maybe they're thinking of going to the same place and you just don't know. And if they make the delivery before you, then they get to take the card. So sometimes you might end up going to the same island, trying to make the same delivery. But if you see your opponent going in one direction and he's heading towards this way, there's a good chance this is what he's going for. So maybe you should rethink your strategy and go a different direction. Maybe. Who knows? But that's the point. You're going to try to make that delivery. Maybe if you can make that delivery on the first turn, that'd be awesome, right? Roll the dice. Maybe throw some fish overboard to try to make that delivery. Then you'll discard the corresponding cargo. So this one would be 1 cargo token. Once you do that, you immediately score 5 victory points with the lifeguard ring here, which is really cool, right? And then obviously a new card from the delivery deck will be added to the game, and we'll have some new deliveries to make. Now, you can never have 2 deliveries of the same island or isle to the same location. So if these pelicans here end up on the same location, then the new card that was revealed will then get shuffled back into the deck, and a new one will take its place. And you'll do this until you get one that isn't one that's currently already out. So thankfully, that's not the case because each of these 3 delivery standees are in different locations. Of course, when you draw that new location, you will obviously be moving this to a new location as well at the same time. Now, it is possible to actually make more than 1 delivery per turn because not only do you have a lot of movement you can do, like tons of fish and high numbers on the dice, and maybe you rolled the wind symbol on the green dice, or maybe you got a jet stream token that you landed on and you got tons of movement that way. It is actually possible to make more than 1 delivery on a turn, because when you deliver an item to that location, like cargo to a particular isle or island, right, you don't actually have to stop there to deliver. You could actually deliver it and then continue on your way, okay? That's really cool. So that means you could, like, move your boat token, I don't know, down the line, make a delivery here. Maybe there was a delivery standee here. Make a delivery there. Then continue along your way, going down to here, making a delivery here. And you could possibly do that in 2 turns. It's possible. And so that's something you can definitely do for movement and for deliveries. But there are some other types of deliveries besides just simply delivering cargo. And that is this. You can deliver passengers, but they work differently. If you decide you want to deliver a passenger, well, first of all, you're going to have to pick up the person you're delivering. And so, for instance, this is Turtle Retreat here. You're going to have to go to Turtle Retreat first, and then you'll get this token. So you'll have to put the token onto your boat, and there has to be a slot available. Meaning, if you already have 4 cargo tokens, you either take that passenger and dump one of your cargo tokens off and put that passenger on your ship, or you're not going to be getting your passenger, obviously. So you're going to want to make a mental note of that if that's the case. But you're going to put the passenger token into your cargo hold. Then once you do that, you get to take this card. You're going to turn it over on its side to indicate that you are delivering a passenger, and nobody else can take this card from you because you have it now, because you're trying to deliver somebody to another island. And then once you make your delivery, so here you're going to deliver, for instance, this turtle to the lemming retreat. Once you do that, then you'll remove the passenger token from your cargo hold, okay? You'll get to keep this card for sure by then, and you'll gain the victory points that are currently on the card. So that's really cool. That's how they're going to work. So you have to go from one place to another to get this to cooperate, while, for instance, regular deliveries, you just have to go and have cargo in hand. And you have to have at least the amount that you need in order to complete the delivery to take the card. Otherwise, someone else could come by and deliver here first before you and take the card before you. So there might be some little bit of a quibble over, especially if you're playing with more than 2 players, over certain types of cargo and different islands that you can go to. But that's basically what you're going to do. You're going to try to complete as many deliveries as possible within 10 turns of the game, because that's how many turns you're going to get, is 10 turns. So that's how the deliveries are going to work. Now, items. How does that work? Well, the items, in order to get an item, that is different from getting deliveries made, because you can make a delivery and then keep moving. However, items are different. You have to stop at the location. Here's a space right here that sort of looks like a shop. You have to stop at these locations, and there's only 4 aisles that are considered shop aisles, if you will, that you can stop at. But you have to end your turn at those locations, and there's 3 on each of the 4 aisles or islands that you can stop at, and then at the end of your turn, you'll get one of these item cards of your choice. There'll be 3 out to pick from, and you'll get to choose from them, and they do a variety of different things. So let's talk about what they do. Well, you can take this one, the friendly visit. You can discard this card to move Maisie to an empty space next to your boat. So instead of having to roll that dice and trying to roll her to get a friendly visit from her, you can just get this card and then, discard this card. And you can also keep it. You don't have to use it the turn you get it. You're also only allowed to use 1 item per turn. So, you're not able to use like 3 items in a turn. But so you can save her for later, and then when you need some cargo, you can get a friendly visit from her. And then, of course, this is a one-time use. Then we have fishing gear. Anytime you roll a fish dice, gain +1 fish. So whenever you get fish from the fish dice, and that means when you're rolling it to gain fish, and not when Larry's coming to take fish away, but whenever you're, like, for instance, rolling the dice, and you get the fish dice, the fish symbol rolled, and you get to roll fish, then you can get an extra fish if you have this card, fishing gear. Or if you stop your movement at a fish location, like this one here on this island called Watcher's Arrest, you can get an additional fish that way if this is on board your ship. And you can only have a maximum of 3 items on your ship. So you're going to have to decide which of the 3 items that you get that you want to keep, and you might have to discard some items on occasion because you want something better, or just doesn't work with your strategy. This one is Lucky Shell. With this one, you'll discard this card to re-roll a dice. So let's say you have the Lucky Shell on board, and you're trying to go for the hard one, and you roll the worst possible outcome, and it's just not something you want to deal with. You don't want to deal with Roberto, the pirate, or you don't want to deal with Larry, the shark right now, and you don't have any shark repellent on board. If you have the Lucky Shell, you can discard this card to re-roll this dice again. But who knows, maybe you'll re-roll this again and be out of luck, which is why they call it the Lucky Shell, because you can also be unlucky with it as well. Then we have Shark Repellent. You can discard this card to avoid Larry the Shark and send him to an empty space on the board. So you could get that item. The water cannon is exactly the same, except you can avoid the Dread Pirate Roberto and send him to an empty space on the board. Now this is probably the best one you can get. Cargo Upgrade. You can hold up to 5 cargo, and then you get to place your upgraded cargo card on your player board. Now each character is going to get one of these if they get this item here, and they're going to put this on their ship, and it kind of matches each of the ships. So depending on who you choose is the one you're going to get, obviously. But now you're going to have 5 up to 5 cargo max onto your ship if you get this. But if you ever discard this item to make room for another item, that means this goes away as well. So if you have 5 cargo tokens, when that happens, you're going to lose a cargo token in the process. So you don't want that to happen for sure. So I would not recommend discarding the cargo upgrade by any means necessary. Do not do that. Otherwise, it'll be very detrimental. But that's all the different item cards that you can get in the game. So there's not too many, but there's definitely more than 3. Oh, wait, I missed one. Yeah, there's one more. I missed one item card. The Jam Sandwich. You can discard this card to move 3 extra spaces. And then that's all of the items that you can get. So maybe this one you'll be using quite a bit. Because, moving 3 extra spaces, that's a no-brainer, right? So that's how all the item cards work, and that's all the different item cards there are in the game. So I think I've explained pretty much everything there is to explain to get you started in how you play this game. We're going to try to see if I can do a gameplay video of this. I don't think I'll be able to play a full game, but I can certainly try. I definitely am looking forward to playing this game and showing you guys how it works. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys don't watch the gameplay video, don't forget to leave a like on these how to play videos, whether it was this one or some of the other prior ones, because like I said, this is a great game, and I had to really work and get creative in sort of creating a makeshift table, so that way I can kind of show you guys everything that is in this game, and to try to appropriately show you everything of how everything works in this game. So don't forget to leave a like if you guys liked it that much. I would really appreciate it. So see you guys in the next video if you guys are interested in seeing some gameplay of this game in the next video.